Hi, I'm Chris.
I'm Tammy.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Lance.
Welcome to our home. Disney World
Versus
Disneyland.
Okay, so when we went, we were the non-planners. We didn't do any of that stuff to Disneyland.
Okay.
And we had no dining reservations. Of course, we knew nothing about dining. We didn't know anything about how to schedule them, nothing. And so when we went, all we ate was quick service. And so we didn't do any sit-down meals. And so we know nothing about Disneyland sit-down meals. So you'll have to inform us of that all yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is that you can have different. I want to say that there is a number that you can call, and you could set up your dining reservations that way. There are certain restaurants there that good luck trying to get a reservation. I know at the Blue Bayou, trying to get at the Blue Bayou is probably one of the hardest things that you can do. From whether or not you have to make a reservation days prior or immediately, there are people that go straight to the Blue Bayou to try and make reservations for the same day. It used to be back in the day, you could walk right in and go to the Blue Bayou, which is fantastic.
I know when we went, we were super hungry, and of course at the Blue Bayou is a great place to watch fireworks and to see the
that's on the outside.
or not the fireworks. It's a good place to watch the
Projections on the water.
Yeah, the water.
You're talking about Fantasmic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, that's part of the Blue Bayou as far as getting up top. What I'm saying is that at the Blue Bayou, for some of you who don't know, when you're on Pirates of the Caribbean and when you go in at the beginning and you look over on the right and all those people that are dining right there, that's the Blue Bayou.
You're dining inside
you're
the ride.
dining inside the ride, which is fantastic. And I always loved doing this. Like as I'm going there, I'd be like, "Bread," I would say like, "Food, anyone?" I had one guy throw me a piece of bread one time. It was really cool. Yeah. So that's one.
I already licked it.
Yeah, I don't care. It was free. We're good.
So
That's funny.
as far as dining at Disney, we do know a little bit more about. Quick services to us between the both parks, about the same gig. I mean, it's just what it is.
You have the apps too. And that's one of the things that you can do too. Is you can sit there for a pickup. If you know that you're going to go over to, say, Bengal Barbecue, which is right there by Indiana Jones, which they have some fantastic food there, which is this little chicken skewers. But you can go on the mobile and you can do mobile order, and it's ready in like 20 minutes. I think that's one of the coolest things that is neat.
But the number of sit-down places at World versus Land is like
probably by far.
Yeah.
Because most of the stuff at Land is just quick service.
Right.
And you have some of your restaurants, of course, on Main Street, that are more of your sit-down restaurants that you can go to. Over by Space Mountain, you've got the Red Rocket Pizza Port, which is cool. Yes, sit down, but it's more fast service.
Right.
It's still quick.
You still have that. You have some other ones where it's the restaurant style, which is on Main Street. There's a good Mexican food restaurant that's over there by Big Thunder Mountain. That's kind of more of a sit down, and you can bring it. But again, it's fast service. You go up, you order, you go bring it to your table. There's not too many places that I know of actually in Disneyland besides Blue Bayou and of course Club 33, where it's a sit-down restaurant and you have a waiter that comes and to your table and does that.
That explains why we didn't find very many.
That does explain it. Yeah.
The Disney World is different. You'll have almost as many sit-down restaurants as you do
Quick service.
But
There's a lot.
You have to make your reservations a lot of times for really good ones.
Yeah.
As much as 6 months in advance, 180 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah, so when we go to Cinderella's Royal Table, we typically always make sure that we get a
180 days or some odd reservation.
Make a
I know
reservation.
I know at DCA they have that too. I think it was Ariel's Grotto. Yeah, where that's forgive me, that's another sit down one that you can go to.
Yeah.
But not too many places again that I know of where you actually have somebody that brings the food to you.
Oh, okay.
So like in the Magic Kingdom, you have coming right in the park, immediately to your right, you have Tony's Town Square, which is a little pizza and spaghetti and Italian food place.
So I take it that's themed after Lady and the Tramp.
It is.
Okay.
And so that's a sit down.
Now, have you all gone there?
We have.
Yeah.
Did you guys share the spaghetti?
We did not.
We did not know.
Come on, really?
I know, right?
He didn't like
We had
move the
our-
thing over for you?
We had our children with us, and so it just would have been a mess, you
It
know.
would have been fun. Why not?
But
Okay.
we did go there. We did eat the spaghetti, and the spaghetti's the best thing on the menu if you ask me.
I
Wow.
agree.
Outside of that, you go on down Main Street. On the left-hand side, you'll have the Crystal Palace as you come in front of the,
Yes, that which
Castle.
Crystal Palace, they do have that also at Disneyland.
and that's a sit down. They'll bring you some of your stuff, but it's a buffet.
Okay.
So you go up and get your own food, but it's still a sit down
Yes, you
with
do
a
sit
waiter or
down.
waitress.
You know what? I want to say you're probably right. I want to say Crystal Palace, you do have a waiter or waitress that comes and actually brings the food to you as well. You can go up and order in certain ones that they have on the outside, but I want to say that it is like that as well.
And that's a character meal at Disney World, which means you go in there and you'll have Tigger and Winnie the Pooh and
Yeah.
people like that coming around to your table and taking pictures and signing autographs.
Correct, you have that as well.
And then you
Mainly at
also
the
have,
hotels, though.
Goofy's Kitchen.
Yeah.
right across is the Plaza, which is a sit down.
Mhm.
And then when you're going back,
Plaza Inn, right? Is that what is it called? The Plaza Inn, or
Just call the plaza.
just called the Plaza, I think.
okay?
And then they have going around into Adventureland. They have Skipper's Cantina, which
Wow.
is a sit down. And then you can go further. There's a quick service back in there called Tortuga.
Tortugas.
Tortuga Tavern.
That's it. You go around the bend from there, and you've got Pecos Bill's, which is a quick service with lots of seating, but it's a quick service either way. Then you keep going back around the big lake area there. It's got the island in the middle. I don't know what they call that. Anyhow, you've got the Diamond Horseshoe, which is a sit down right next door
The
to
Diamond Horseshoe. Okay.
And then right next to that, you have Liberty Tree Tavern.
Which we
which
love.
is
Liberty
a
Tree.
sit down meal. And then you've got a handful from there heading back out into the rest of the park. You have a handful of different quick services.
Huh.
And then you have.
And then you have Be Our Guest, which is a quick service at lunch, but a sit down in the evening.
Of course, themed after.
Either way,
Okay.
way, you have to have a reservation even at lunch.
Even at
So,
breakfast.
breakfast, lunch, dinner, you have to have
breakfast
a
and
reservation
lunch
there.
are both quick service, and you must have a reservation.
So a lot of that sounds the same, almost like Disneyland, because you said Diamond Horseshoe. That made me think of Golden Horseshoe that they have over at Disneyland. Mind you, there used to be a dinner show that they would put the Golden Horseshoe Review, and then they had Woody's Roundup that was there at one time as well. But outside of Golden Horseshoe, you have like a quick service, like little place that you can get food. It's like you walk up to it, a saloon type thing.
Okay.
So that's I think that's what you're talking about as far as quick service. Just go up, bam, get it, sit down.
Yeah, but the Diamond Horseshoe doesn't have a quick service option.
Oh, okay.
None of these that I've mentioned have a quick service
So,
option.
like, what it sounds like what you're talking to in Animal Kingdom, for example, they have like the
Yak
Yak
and
and Yeti, which is like the restaurant where you have a sit down and you have a server.
And then one
But then
side of the
outs-
building is a quick service.
Is a quick service,
Oh,
so they
wow.
offer some of the similar items, but you can
like
just
a
do
reduced menu at the quick service.
yeah, and
window.
it's, so it's
Fantastic.
quick and yeah.
Well, that place we didn't really care for, but
Okay.
But
that's
you can't.
okay.
I don't really think you can like.
You
have
can't
an
judge
opi-
them on one time.
Now
No.
here's something funny. You mentioned, talking about immersion and going in. When you talk about restaurants, I remember that going into Disneyland and around there by Frontierland, there was actually a little place there that was sponsored by McDonald's, and you actually went there just for the fries. They just sold McDonald's French fries.
Yeah.
And it was a
How
little
funny.
place that just sold McDonald's French fries.
Interesting.
And so that was like kind of like, I didn't know if that was just a money making thing that they were trying to, of course, to, do.
Right.
But to have a little thing like that. And now also, DCA, they have Starbucks in there as well, right?
Yeah, they have Starbucks in each one of the parks at Disney World. So at Disney World, they have a different restaurant in each one of their major hotels. And so in like the Polynesian, you'll have at least one. Actually, the Polynesian has 3 different restaurants. And
Oh,
then
wow.
The Grand Floridian, it's going to have 3 different restaurants. And then the Contemporary, which are all located on the monorail right around Magic Kingdom, they have 3 different restaurants, if I remember
They have
right.
more than that. They have 3 restaurants and then a quick service too.
No, you're talking about in the resorts themselves, right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Because there's California Grill, there's the Blue something,
Chef Mickey's.
and then Chef Mickey's,
Y'all
and
have
then the
Earl
quick
of Sandwich by
service.
chance?
Earl of Sandwich?
No,
Earl of
not
Sandwich.
Disney
We have it
Springs.
at Disney Springs.
Okay, so that's in downtown Disney as well, which is fantastic. It's funny because you say Disney Springs. When I kept going there the first time, I kept calling it Radiator Springs.
Nice.
Someone's like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "I'm at Radiator Springs right now," because I said that. Yeah, but it's Disney Springs, so
Nice.
yeah.
So, as far as restaurants, I mean, certainly Disney World has a whole lot more.
Correct.
And as far as expense, I don't know what an average restaurant, what's it cost to eat at the Blue?
Probably. I mean, you're looking at about maybe $24 to $25 a plate. Sometimes at the Blue Bayou. It just all depends on what you're trying to get.
Is that it?
$24 to $25 a plate?
That's it?
Well, that's on average per plate.
Really? We need to go there.
We need to go
I
there.
think it's because you haven't been there in 20
No,
years.
no, but I'm serious. Like, so
Really?
How long has it been since you've been there?
Probably like 3 years.
Okay, it's probably $50 a plate.
No,
I
probably.
bet it is.
You seriously think it's like $50 a
I
plate?
bet it's
Well-
close.
Well,
I bet
that
it's,
would
I
be
mean,
the thing.
I bet
you
it's
know?
40
I mean,
anyhow.
at a standard restaurant that when we go to Disney World, a standard restaurant, how much is it a plate?
So a standard restaurant, is it what type of a restaurant is it? Like what type of food?
It's like
This
the
is-
nicest restaurant.
It's
right?
one of the nicer ones. Like, now, that's not saying, like, when I'm saying, like, $24, $25 a plate, that's probably maybe the cheapest thing on the plate, you know, on the menu, maybe. You know, I'd love to see a new, you know, a menu with it on there.
So at Disney World, you can get at some of those nicer restaurants $25, $30 plates. You can. So
Okay.
that's not unreasonable.
Now,
If you're
those are
talking
you're talking
lower end.
three-course meal type ones that,
No.
No, I'm
We're
just talking
talking a
about
plate.
like a plate of food.
okay.
So like if you go to Ohana's, which is right next to Magic Kingdom in the Polynesian,
Okay.
you go there and it's going to be like $60 a plate.
Wow.
But it's all you can eat. Or you go to the Grand Floridian Cafe, and then you're talking that $25 a plate kind of pricing.
So, with that, you're probably thinking that it would probably be cheaper to get the dining plan then?
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
It all depends on
I
what you're
don't
gonna
think
eat.
so. It all depends, yeah. If you're going to eat the most expensive thing on the menu, and you're going to drink or something while you're there,
Get the dining
get
plan.
the dining plan. But we don't drink, and basically, if you don't drink and you're not ordering the most expensive thing on every menu you go to,
They're never thirsty.
You're not gonna-
Just so you know, they don't.
you're not
drink there.
gonna you're not gonna make it. Well, I'm saying that because with the dining plan, alcohol. you
Oh,
can get an
alcohol. Okay.
alcoholic
See,
beverage.
that's what we're talking about. When you again,
Right.
I think you never drink. Y'all aren't thirsty.
Yeah, we don't require water. It's amazing like that. We soak up the air, but the alcohol, when they started including that in the dining package, they raised the price of the dining package so that
Okay.
they could accommodate for that being included. And if you don't drink alcohol, well, it doesn't.
Well, see, that was the
doesn't
thing
work out for you.
about Disneyland was at the time when I was going, the only place that served alcohol on premise was Club 33.
Yeah.
That was the only place you could go to. Once DCA opened up, you were able to get alcohol over at Disney's California Adventure,
Right.
and that's primarily the only other place that served alcohol. And I'm, you know, again, comment down if y'all know, but I don't know if there's any places that is in Disneyland that you can actually get alcohol unless they have something like that in Star Wars Land.
I don't know about Star Wars Land. I know they do in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, because they do it at Oga's Cantina.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the Magic Kingdom, at Be Our Guest, I think at night you can have alcohol.
Now, the only reason why I know about Club 33 is because I actually was able to go one time back in 1998. A friend of a friend was able to get me into Club 33, and it was
He went.
it was amazing.
He made a picture of himself like Flat Stanley and taped it to the bottom of somebody's
Yes,
shoe.
yes. I should have worn my polo, my Club 33
There
polo,
you
actually
go.
coming here. It was it was the most awesome experience that I had. It made you feel like being one of the elite, because when you went there, you had to check into a special area. Now, mind you, the meal was not, your ticket price was not included in the meal. So even back when I went in '98, I want to say it was like $150 per person to eat there, and that didn't include admission. You still had to pay, and then you had a certain reservation. And then going there, it was kind of neat because you had a certain time that you actually had to be there for the reservation. So we went there, and I was able to, ring the little doorbell, and you pick that up, and then you hear a voice and then say name, and I was just like, Lance Marcus, party of two. They said, all right, Mr. Marcus, and then the door opens up, and it was just, they asked me like, do you want to ride the elevator or you want to go up the stairs? I'm like, I want to ride the elevator, please. And it was really cool. Took a lot of pictures and stuff, and probably had the best I had a rack of lamb, which is fantastic, and probably the best fruit punch that I've ever had. It was fresh fruit punch. Like I felt like they probably took every fruit and just squeezed it right into that cup, and it was just right there. And I was like, wow, can I get another one? They're like, yeah, $10 more. So, yeah, it was, spend the most amount of money there.
Well, back in November when me and Tammy were at Club 33. Just kidding.
That's not cool.
We've never been to Club 33.
Now, you have anything like that
They have
They have
two
Club
different
33s.
Club 33s. Well, there are
Actually,
three
they
now.
They have at least three.
There's one in Animal Kingdom, there's
Yeah.
one in the Magic Kingdom, and there's one in Epcot.
That's right. That's what I know of.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure is. And so those are elite. If you wanted to be a part of that, it's like $30,000.
And there
For
was
your
a waiting list,
membership.
right?
Chris
And then-
has been looking into it.
And then on top of that, it's $15,000 a year dues.
Wow.
That includes park tickets and some other stuff like that. But it's a little pricey.
For a restaurant.
If you guys will hit us up and donate some money,
There you go.
We too could be members
Like
of Club.
this video
could be members
and
of
comment
Club
and
33.
subscribe.
and send $1,000. Enough
Oh.
of you, and I'll have it.
There you go. That would be something.
But the simple fact is, we don't know anything about that. But we do know that Disney World has other restaurants you can eat at that are probably just as pricey, like Victorian Alberts,
Okay.
which is a super high-end. I think it's either 5 or 7 course meal,
All right.
and it's like $1,000. I mean, it's high.
Wow.
And
Now,
so
touching base again, we talked
you
about
can't go in there dressed like
There you go. We talked about, Michelle, you had mentioned one of the things is that you were talking about characters, and you talked about this going to the restaurants and like Goofy's Kitchen and things like that, and characters. So let's kind of move on to the subject of characters. Let's talk about a little bit about characters as far as, say, Disney World to Disneyland.
Before we move so fast, how many meals do they serve? Like, how many restaurants do they have at Disneyland where they have characters involved in the service of the restaurant?
Huh. Well, I'm not really familiar with anything in as far as Star Wars Land goes, as far as that. But I want to say there on Main Street, you have 3 different places that is on Main Street where the characters are, where they actually come and kind of like do the dining with you. You have I want to say over in Tomorrowland at the Tomorrowland Terrace. They do have characters that will come around and kind of like mingle with you as you eat in Tomorrowland Terrace. Anywhere else, kind of, you really don't see too much characters there. I know at the resorts, as far as Disneyland Resort, you have Goofy's Kitchen. They're going to be around there. There is a little area over in Mickey's Toontown that has like an outdoor where you can eat and it has snacks, and you'll see the characters. A lot of the characters, they free roam. So, if they see you, they'll come and immerse, they'll kind of do that. But nothing really as far as character meet and greet. I want to say the 3 that's on Main Street probably there, that you would go. Goofy's Kitchen, of course, there at the resort. Probably at DCA. you know, which of course Ariel's Grotto. I don't know if Ariel's Grotto is still there, but of course you'd be able to have them there.
Right.
That's the ones that I know. If there's other ones that I have missed, please let us know, you know, and comment down below.
So thank y'all for watching Disney World
Versus
Disneyland.
and until next time,
from our house to yours.